Okay, try this on for size. Imagine a world where the art on your wall, the land under your feet, and the clothes on your back are all digital. A world with its own currency, its own markets, where fortunes are being made on things that only exist as lines of code. Now, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is the metaverse economy. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible financial engine being built inside this new digital frontier. And really, this question is the key to everything. I mean, think about it. We already pour so much of our time, our creativity, and our identity into our online lives. But what if all that effort could actually turn into real, provable ownership in a real functioning economy? That is the core promise we're going to dive into. That massive shift from just being a user to becoming an owner.
So, to even begin to understand this new economy, we first have to get on the same page about the world it's being built in. What exactly is the metaverse? It's a term that gets thrown around a lot, right? But it's a concept that goes so far beyond just a better video game or a cool VR headset. It's a total reimagining of our digital lives. Okay, at its heart, the metaverse is a persistent and shared virtual world. Now, persistent is a key word here. It just means it doesn't switch off when you log out. It keeps going, it keeps evolving, kind of like a real city. And shared means we're all experiencing it together in real time. It's the next step for the internet, a move from something we look at on a flat screen to a place we can actually be in. This slide really shows the fundamental difference. On the left, that's the internet we use every single day, Web 2.0. We scroll through feeds, we post content, but it all happens on platforms that own and control our data. Now look to the right. That's the vision for Web 3.0 and the metaverse. We're not just viewing content, we're inhabiting spaces. And here's the absolute game changer. The assets, the stuff in that world, are owned by us, the users. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a revolution in who holds the power online. All right, now that we've wrapped our heads around this idea of user-owned assets, what does that actually mean for an economy? I mean, if you can truly own things in this new version of the internet, what are people actually buying and selling? What gives a bunch of pixels any real value?
Well, the virtual storefronts are already stocking up. We're talking about things like virtual land and prime digital neighborhoods. It's like buying a plot of land in a digital New York or London. There's also digital fashion or wearables for your avatar. Think of it like virtual Supreme drops or limited edition sneakers. And then, of course, there's NFT art. An NFT, or non-fungible token, is basically just a unique, unhackable certificate of ownership for a digital item. It lets you prove you own a one-of-a-kind piece of art that you can display in your virtual home.
And if you're sitting there thinking, this sounds like monopoly money, well, think again. In 2021, one company paid a jaw-dropping $2.4 million real-world dollars for a single plot of virtual land on a platform called Decentraland. Now, this wasn't just a wild bet. It was a powerful statement that digital location, digital scarcity, and digital status can have immense, tangible financial value. Okay, so you can buy a virtual jacket or a piece of digital property. Cool. But how does that actually work? How do you ring up a sale at a virtual cash register? Let's break down the nuts and bolts of how commerce actually happens in the metaverse. The whole process is actually probably more familiar than you'd expect. So, step one, you browse a virtual marketplace. Think of it like an Amazon or an art gallery, but for the metaverse. Step two, instead of using a credit card, you connect your secure digital wallet, which is where you hold your cryptocurrency and other digital assets. And finally, step three, you confirm the purchase, and that transaction gets permanently and publicly stamped onto the blockchain. And this right here is the tech that makes the whole thing possible, the blockchain. The easiest way to think of it is as a global, transparent, and unchangeable digital receipt book. When you buy something, a new entry is made in this book that says, for everyone to see, this item now belongs to you. And because that receipt book is copied and secured across thousands of computers, no one person can go back and change it. This is what gives you undeniable proof that you and only you are the owner. It's basically the deed to your digital property. So, we have the spaces defined, we have the assets created, and we have the transaction system secured. We have all the building blocks for a brand new economy. But where does this road actually lead? Let's take a look at the incredible vision for this future, but also the very real risks that are waiting for us. The amount of money being poured into this future is, well, it's immense. Market projections show the metaverse economy growing from tens of billions of dollars today into a multi-trillion-dollar industry in less than a decade. Major corporations and investors are betting the farm that this isn't just a fad. They believe it's the next great economic platform. But of course, there are two sides to this coin. On the one hand, you have the promise, a decentralized creator economy, where artists, designers, and builders can sell their work directly, without some giant company taking a huge slice of the pie. But on the other hand, the risks are very real. Asset prices can be incredibly volatile, and there's a serious worry that the same tech giants that run today's internet will just create their own walled gardens, siloed metaverses where your stuff and your identity are trapped, basically recreating the very same problem this whole movement was supposed to fix. So, when you boil it all down, what we're witnessing is so much more than just a new market for digital goods. It is a massive live experiment. It's testing radical new ideas about what ownership even means, how online communities can build and govern themselves, and ultimately, how we construct and express our very identities in a world that's becoming more digital by the day. And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Are we watching the beginning of the next chapter of the internet, a more immersive, more fair, user-owned digital frontier? Or is this all just a speculative bubble, a digital illusion that's destined to fade away? The truth is, the future of the metaverse is still unwritten. And the world we end up building in there, well, that's going to be the one we choose to design. Thanks for tuning in.